Alright, yeah, here I am, and we are here now for episode 4, and this means it's officially the longest running City Skyline series I've ever been able to accomplish. Let me think, how many projects have I tried before? I've done 1, 2, 3, 4 different ones that I ended up uploading. And okay, so the first one got to 3 episodes, the second one was only 1. The third project got I think 2 episodes as well, maybe only 1, I don't remember. And then the fourth project ended up having 2 episodes. So this is the farthest we've gotten is 4, and let's get a lot farther. But anyways, here we are. We're just going to be doing a bunch of road networks in this episode because I had not thought to do any kind of episode like that, and earlier on the day that I had done this recording, I had seen Prez's video of him doing a bunch of road networks and stuff, and I'm like, hey, that's a good idea, I can do that for an episode. And so that's when I decided that I was going to do that. And actually looking at it, let me pull this up because I think I just realized that this is exactly a month since I recorded this, because I had to, put it off because I ended up being really sick, and that was not pleasant. No, it's just under a month. Okay, 22 days ago, so like just over 3 weeks ago is actually when I recorded this one. Because you see, after that, or not after that, actually during that, when I released episode 3, I did mention in the voiceover that I was sick, and after that I went to the doctor for it, and it turns out I actually had pneumonia, and so that was no fun. That took a while to recover from, and then the next weekend I just I was too busy to end up getting stuff done once I finally did start feeling better. And then this past weekend I actually had to be down in the south part of the state for this thing called German Fest that my family goes to pretty much every year. The whole extended family goes there. It's our family name has a lot of tradition tied to that town, so it's really a thing that I'm like obligated to do and go to, and it's just a fun time. There's a lot of German food and stuff, and a lot of German music, and we have like a German church service. It's really a whole time. It's pretty good. But yeah, other than that, I have not really been able to stick to the schedule I wanted to keep myself on, in which I would upload, every Saturday more or less. I've not been able to keep myself to that. I'm going to try to start doing that. This one will not be going up on Saturday. I feel bad about the extended break I accidentally took, and so this is going up as soon as it's done editing. Which right now that's Tuesday night on October 22nd, and that might end up actually becoming Wednesday. I might have to upload it tomorrow. I don't know. It depends on how long it takes. We'll see. But I am going to try to get this up as soon as possible, and then if we're lucky, if I'm motivated enough, if I get it done quickly enough, then there might still actually be a completely separate episode this Saturday. I can't promise it. I really can't, and I'm not sure how good the chances of that even happening are, but I can say it is a possibility, and that's about that. So anyways, what I would have been doing a lot of, and what I'm actually doing here, is there's certainly a better way to go about this, but since it was on a curve, the slopes get weird, I just started using a bunch of Move It for this, and it worked a lot better. What I'm doing now, I'm just going and creating a highway intersection here, and I try to do some runabouts, but something goes wrong with that. You'll see. It gets pretty funky. Yeah, I have some times messing with the heights here, but I've been doing a bunch of the main roads and stuff, and I'm gonna go in and do a lot more neighborhood roads in a minute. And that's like, yeah, that is the entire episode. So if you were expecting me to really build like a community or anything here, I'm sorry to disappoint, but that's not what I'm doing. I needed to do some logistics and such. But this is probably the only one of these I'm going to have to do for a good while, because I ended up doing a lot more than I thought I would. And here's what happens with these roundabouts. Anytime I try to make a weird angle on or off of them, they end up wanting to really distort, and I can't tell you why that is. I don't know why they distort like that. It frustrates me because I can't really get a perfect roundabout at all then, and I don't know how others avoid that. I don't know what it is that makes it do that, but it does do that, and that is very annoying to me personally. But you know, either way, I feel like I get this looking well enough, and actually I do get this to function fairly well later, which I'm pretty proud of. This is actually based off of something that would be around this particular road, which, you know, what this road is meant to be. There is a roundabout intersection somewhat like this, so I tried to do that. But the real one is, there's actually a lot of roundabout highway intersections in real life Green Bay now, because they just kind of decided they wanted to be obsessed with them. It's an absolute mess. Like, it's just a straight up nightmare that's what they decided they wanted. But I mean, you know, what am I to say? But I do add another roundabout on each side. And I think that actually ends up going pretty well. The idea of the double roundabout, and they do again have that in real life, and it works fairly well. Yeah, that's all I can say is, you know, what they did, it works well, and it's hard to engineer it in cities because, again, you know, the whole issue with the roundabouts. But if you can get it to work, I would say it's pretty good. And like, I've seen these videos of people doing absolutely insane looking roundabouts, calling it the perfect roundabout, but it's like, I almost disagree, because it's just so confusing, and the traffic flow, while it may be great, it still seems like it likes to hold itself up. One problem, speaking of traffic, one problem that I might end up having is when I need to designate specific, you know, merging stuff if the traffic gets bad. I don't know if I have to do something very specific, because what I did, you know, when I started this series, my game wanted to be broken. It did not want to load at all, so I had to uninstall a bunch of mods. You know, I think I went through this whole spiel before. But one of the things that I did, that Press recommended me to do, is he told me to get rid of Roads United Core Plus, or Roads United Core 2.0 it was, and then get Core Plus instead, like the really old one. The problem there being, you know, Core Plus itself, it works fine, even though it's technically listed as a broken mod. It actually works fine. The problem that I'm having is, if I want to use Traffic Manager, I have to go back to Core 2, which might have been the thing that, you know, destabilized my game. I don't know. I might have to try it. Because Traffic Manager is, for some reason, completely incompatible with the original Roads United Core Plus. That's kind of frustrating for me, because I tend to like to use Traffic Manager, particularly on like my roundabouts and stuff, because they try to get chaotic for whatever reason, which is the exact reason I put them in, is so they don't get chaotic. I don't know, maybe I'm doing something wrong with my roundabouts altogether. Yeah, here now I start to finally go in and fill a whole bunch of these little neighborhoods in, and normally I do something fairly gridded, but here I spice it up, and there's a lot more of a unique grid about this city, which is really a style I never have ever kind of tried to use. Yes, it's grids, but the grids are all, you know, they're really misshapen in places. And it's not misshapen to the point of being like a New England city, you know, like Prez is doing with New Windsor, although that does look beautiful, and I did take a little bit of inspiration from that in, you know, just not even just like the road design here, but I mean overall, he's such an inspiration. But you do get a few weird looking grids you know, pretty much everywhere you go. So I was like, hey, you know what? I can get funky with this. And I may have gone a little overboard in this particular section, as you just saw. There's some really small blocks, and it's like, okay, what am I doing? But I think it looks great overall. It's going to be a benefit, and all of those grids, all those neighborhoods are kind of sectioned off by the main roads. And one of the roads I'm connecting to right now that I actually really like is that little parkway almost, how it's split like that. And I literally do turn it into a parkway because I think I'm about to add it in a minute, but what I do is I add like a little kind of go around just off of the other side of the parkway near the river, and that's going to be where there's like a little bit of a parking lot for a park. Yeah, I'm adding it right now. And there's going to be kind of a park there that goes across the river too. We're going to have like a pedestrian bridge, and I think that's going to be something nice. I kind of want to incorporate a lot of parks along the river, maybe not a lot, but a good few, some nice detailed parks. I think that would be splendid, because I do want to, you know, it's all about them parks. They just add so much just by being trees and crap, and it's like, whoa, okay. Speaking of rivers, I was at school today, and I noticed, I logged on to you know, my city's Twitter account, and I saw that Strict Toaster had tweeted like holy crap about a certain asset or a certain mod or something. And I'm like, okay, well, what could that be? What could that possibly be that's, you know, so good? And honestly, just holy crap is right. I haven't even installed this yet, but it looks phenomenal. It is, you know, we have all these network mods now. Someone made network rivers, and I mean, just the sound of it alone gets me like, holy crap, this is a game changer. You know, this is another one of those mods. It's gonna be just like fantastic. It's gonna be it's gonna do a lot. And what I originally wanted to do with kind of the secondary river that we have in the city, what I wanted to do is I wanted to have it be really nice and small, kind of like a stream. But you know, it's kind of hard for me to do that on the map builder. Yes, it's possible, but then I have to, you know, work with the water, like actual water source and capacity and all that, and it's just a hassle. But now I might be able to make a couple more streams with the river networks, provided I can get it working. I don't see why I wouldn't. That being said, I could redo that whole river, but I don't think I will, because I'm kind of running with it now with how, you know, the size of it. It's kind of like a actual secondary river, and I have a bunch of bridges going over it. So I think that river's going to stick how it is, but there's going to be a few streams. Oh yeah, speaking of streams, I completely forgot that, you know, until I just started talking about this, that actually in this part I'm making right now, I think it is, I make a tiny little stream that cuts through the neighborhood and detail it with a bunch of reeds and crap, and I don't remember exactly how I did it. I'm sure it's gonna come up and happen in a minute, or maybe I did that off camera. I'm actually not entirely sure, but I did make a stream of some kind, and we're gonna see that eventually. Now I think this is a good time actually to talk about, you know, naming the neighborhoods and stuff. So, you know how I've said I've cordoned it off, I've sectioned it off by neighborhoods, basically dividing them mostly along big, you know, main arterial roads. And part of that, you know, I don't obviously have names for all of these. I did end up going back and just making them districts and just calling them what they're gonna be. So like I would put, you know, like post-war community or old historic neighborhood, you know, stuff like that. But each of those is going to be able to be named by you, the viewers, such as the first one was, except for one, which you know, I don't know if I'm going to do this for a neighborhood or not, but I'm going to do it for something. I want to honor the guide I've always gone fishing with up in Canada, Brian, because I don't know how much longer he's going to live, or if he's even living right now, because I mean, he lives in Canada. I don't personally keep in contact with him, my dad does, but he Brian recently it was revealed that he has stage 4 pancreatic cancer, so, and that's really bad. That's actually how my grandpa died, so that's pretty serious. I know that much, and I think I'm getting close to being done with a lot of these neighborhood roads here. Wait, no, yeah, this is just me doing another one of the funky intersection off ramps, kind of like I did in the first episode. Yeah, kind of similar to that, because there is one of those weird intersections here too. In this part of the city, and this part of the city that this I don't know why I keep calling it an intersection, it's an interchange, where this is in the real city is actually near where the amusement park area is. I don't want to have that be somewhere over here. This is also starting to get towards the area, you know, near the lakeshore, where I'm gonna have the main university. And I say main university for a reason, but I'm running out of time. All I can say is there's going to be multiple universities. I will get to that in the next episode, for sure. I will be talking about that. And I did have, like, a live commentary planned, like, you know, to go in-game and see what we made. But I kind of rushed that, and it doesn't feel good. So I'm not going to include that in this video. There's obviously no cinematics. I'm just going to end this one how it is. I do apologize for that, but this is really just a logistical episode. If you did enjoy this video, please like, comment, subscribe. You know the usual, you know the drill. Thank you for the support. We are just about at 200 subscribers, and I could not be happier. It's just going up, and it's been such a dream. Anyway, guys, I'm going to let this video wind down over the next, 5 seconds. Please do take care.